Start. Okay, so another great day, good day. So this is our part two of our discussions all about traffic signals, signs, and symbols. So signals, ang pag-usapan natin today is yung mga signals given by a police officer. I think it is one of the very interesting topic with regards to signals and symbols kasi kumbaga ito yung pinaka-common nating nakikita araw-araw. And then siguro sa mga baguhang driver, it is one of the most common mistakes na na-observe natin na, for example, nagkamali yung sign or nagkamali tayo ng interpretation ng sign ng traffic enforcer. Dito nagkakaroon tayo ng argument with regards to the police officer or to the traffic enforcer. So for today, we will clarify and we will explain thoroughly the signs or the symbols or the gestures given by the police officers. So let's start with the first one. Okay? So pag sinabi nating signals given by a police officers, they are signals given by a police officers directing traffic. So ang nagmamanage ng traffic can be pwedeng traffic management division, pero in some areas where traffic management divisions are not visible, nagte-take over ang mga police officers. So they are precedence over those conveyed by road signs, traffic light signals, road markings, and traffic regulations. So dito nagkakaroon tayo ng confusions. So with regards to signals given by the police officer, for example, merong traffic light, and then merong signages. Halimbawa, may traffic light pero anong nangyayari, sobrang traffic pa din. Ngayon, ang ginagawa ni police officer, tinitake over niya yung traffic issues or traffic concern. So ang ginagawa, kahit may tawag doon, may signal light, may mga police officers na nag-go over doon sa traffic. So in case of that or in case na mangyari na merong traffic light, merong police officer, sino ba yung dapat sundin? So according to Land Transportation Office na mandates, or sorry, according to my tawag doon, seminars and trainings na na-attendan during my theoretical driving course, ang sabi doon, ang susundin daw ay ang police officers over traffic light. So yun lang yung additional input natin doon. So clarifications kung sino bang dapat sundin with regards to traffic light versus police officers. So police officer ang susundin. Okay pa? Next, this is the first signal. Okay, as you can see, ang signal ni Kuya, naka-stop siya sa kaliwat kanan. Okay? So ano ibig sabihin yan? So vehicles approaching police officers from all directions must stop. Okay po? So ganun siya eh. Ibig sabihin stop. Sunod, pag nakababa naman yung kamay ni police officers, anong ibig sabihin nun? So una, vehicles approaching police officer from front and back must stop. Ibig sabihin yung hinaharapan ni police officer sa harap at saka sa likod, dapat nakatigil. Samantala, yung pangalawa, ibig sabihin, kung yung harap at likod ay stop, ibig sabihin yung kaliwat kanan ay pwedeng mag-proceed. Vehicles approaching from his or her right and left may proceed. Okay po? Nakuha po. Okay, next. As you can see in the picture, naka-stop siya. Saan siya naka-stop? Sa left or right? So sabi, vehicles approaching police officers from his right, front, and behind to stop. Okay? So yung nasa kanan, okay, likod at harap ay stop. So sino lang yung aandar kapag nakaganyan siya? Okay? Ibig sabihin, vehicles approaching from his or her left may proceed. So yung nasa kaliwa lang ang pwedeng tumakbo. In some other instances or in some other scenario, once the traffic enforcer, for example, stop, may kasunod din naman siyang go. Ibig sabihin, once itong isang side ay pinastop niya, nagsisignal naman agad siya sa kabila na mag-go siya. So, yun naman yung clarifications natin dyan. So, not unlike dito sa pinapakita natin na once na stop, automatic go yung kabila. So, in real scenario naman, once na in-stop niyo yung kabila, ina-allow naman yung mag-proceed yung kabila. So, yun naman yung, yung kagandahan yun in the real scenario. Na? And then, the next signal, okay, nakaganyan siya. Okay, nakaganyan siya saan? Okay, sa kanan. Okay, pag nakaganyan siya sa kanan, kanan ba yung kaliwa? So, sabi dyan, vehicles approaching police officer from front and behind to stop. Ibig sabihin yan, vehicles approaching from his, her, or right may proceed. Okay po. So, baligtad kasi yung harap natin, ano. So, kung nakaharap tayo sa kanya, ibig sabihin nasa kaliwa niya. So, yung nasa kanan ay pwedeng mag-proceed, ang ibig sabihin niya. So, vehicles approaching from his or left, be ready to stop. So, signal is about to change. So, yun po yung ibig sabihin niyan. And then next, okay, pagka nakaganyan naman ang police officer, what does it mean? Okay, nakastop yung kanyang kaliwa, and then, nakaturo yung kanyang kanan. So, na ibig sabihin naman yan. So, vehicles approaching police officer from his or her left, front, and behind to stop. So, ibig sabihin, stop yung nasa kanyang kaliwa, likod at harap. So, vehicles approaching from his her right, be ready to stop. Signal is about to change. Ibig sabihin, go pa siya, pero any moment pwede na mag-stop yung nasa kanan. So, yun ang ibig sabihin niyan. So, ito yung katumbas ng amber sa signal light. Okay po? And then yan, okay, nagpapapogi daw si kuya pero hindi. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan is right turning vehicles in front of police officer may proceed. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nakastop siya sa kaliwa, and then yung mga nasa kanan ay pwede nang mag-right turn. Okay po? On the other hand, vehicles approaching from all other directions may stop to stop. Okay po? So, yun po ang ibig sabihin yan. Actually, ito naman ay in a real world or in a real scenario, mas madali naman siyang maintindihan. Kasi, pag hindi ka gumalaw, magagaganon-ganon yung police officer. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo nang mag-go. Kung sang side yung inaalaw niyang mag-go. So, yun yung ng kagandahan ng police officers. Okay, next. After gestures or signals given by the police officers, we will now proceed with the sign and signals given by the drivers. Yung tinatawag nating hand signals. So, ang hand signals can be varied depending on your vehicle used. Okay? So, syempre kung ang dala mo ay kotse, syempre iba ang iyong signal. Kasi ang signal mo lang is yung kanan kamay mo lang, o kaya yung kaliwang kamay mo lang. And then, syempre kung ikaw na may naka-motorcycle, syempre kung nag-i-stroll ka, ang ipang-signal mo ay yung kaliwa mo. Kung cyclist ka or bicycle rider ka, di syempre kaliwa din. Okay, so let's proceed. Hand signals. So hand signals, so before you make a hand signals, una, you must turn or move towards the right or left. Okay? Letter B, stop or slow down. Okay? Kasi if you are planning to turn, if you are planning to stop, gradually kailangan meron kang signal from your behind. Ibig sabihin, nag-i-slow down ka. Ibig sabihin, pag nakikita ng kasunod mo na unti-unti na nagkakaroon ng parang taillight or stoplight yung iyong sakyan, ibig sabihin, may tendency na mag-stop ka. And then kung ikaw ay nag-signal light, syempre may tendency na ikaw ay kumaliwa o kumanan. Pero in some other instances or in some scenarios, signal lights is not applicable or cannot be seen. Or halimbawa, pundi yung ilaw mo, so you may use hand signal. Letter C, pull out from a parking place. So, syempre, minsan hindi talaga kita agad yung ilaw. So, ang iba, may ilaw na may kamay pa. So, doon yung doble-doble nila yung kanilang signal. Letter D, pull out to pass. So it gives a clear signal and in good time to let other road users to know your intentions. Giving hand signal, syempre ang intention mo is to notify the following vehicle that you will leave your premises or you will turn left, you will turn right, or you will suddenly stop. So yun lang naman ang ibig sabihin ng hand signal. Ano? Okay, next, hand signals. So these are the proper hand signals that you should be given if you are doing these activities or kung ikaw ay kakanan, kakaliwa, or mag-stop. Una, if you intend to move, I intend to move out to the right or turn right. So kung kakanan ka, okay, ano yung dapat mong gawin? Kung sa kotse, ito dapat yung gawin mo. Okay? Ganun ka, ano? Kung sa motorcyclist, ito dapat. Okay? So medyo cautious ka lang dapat kasi ang gagamitin mong kamay is kanan. Ano? Kanan pa rin. Next, cyclist or nagbabike. Okay, yan. Ganyan. Ano? So similar siya naman na nakaturo lahat sila sa kanan. Ibig sabihin, kakanan ka. Next, if you intend to move into the left or turn right. So I intend to move into the left or turn left. So kung kakaliwa ka. Sa kotse or sa four-wheel drives, so ang ginagawa ay iniikot mo yung kamay sa kanan. Ibig sabihin kakanan, ay kakaliwa ka, sorry. Iikot ng pakaliwa, ibig sabihin kakaliwa ka. Okay po? Counterclockwise, ibig sabihin kakaliwa ka. Ikot mo yung kamay ng counterclockwise, ibig sabihin kakaliwa. Okay po, ang kulit ko, no? Sorry, ulit-ulit. Okay, next. For motorcyclist, ito naman yung symbol. Okay, kaliwang kamay ang nakaturo. So, ibig sabihin kakaliwa ka. For cyclist, kaliwang kamay din ang nakaturo. So, in motorcyclist and cyclist, as you observe, so, ang ginagalaw niya ay yung kung anong kamay, dun siyang direction pupunta. Kung kaliwang kamay, kakaliwa siya. Kung kanang kamay, kakanan siya. Okay, not unlike dun sa picture na ang ginagamit niya ay kanang kamay. So, I think itong nasa picture is for a right-hand drive. Ano, right-hand drive. Pero if we are in the Philippines, so nasa kaliwa siya. So ang iniikot niya lang ay yung kanyang kaliwang kamay. Okay po? Sana clear po yun. Clear po tayo doon. Ano? So although it is a recording lecture, so clarify ko lang siya ano na dapat kung tayo ay right-hand drive, edi nasa kanan yung kotse, yung tao na nagano. Pero kung left-hand drive, dito sa Pilipinas, so, syempre, kaliwang kamay. Okay pa. Next. If I intend to slow down, kung gusto kong mag-slow down lang, ano, magbagal. So if I, kasi may tendency na nag-iisip ka kung titigil ka ba o kanan o kaliwa. So sa car, okay yan. Binababa niya yung kamay, ibig sabihin, you have the intentions to stop or you have the intentions to slow down. Yun lang yung ibig sabihin nun, ano? I tend to slow down. Next, sa motorcyclist, ito naman yung symbol. Ganun din. Binababa, taas yung kamay. Tinataas sa baba yung kamay. Ibig sabihin, mag-slow down ka. And then, sa cyclist, ganun din. Almost similar naman siya. So, pinakaiba lang naman ng motorcyclist at cyclist, yung isa ay may makina, yung isa ay dipadyak. Ano? And then, sunod, if I intend to stop, kung gusto ko namang, parang gusto kong tumigil, okay? If I intend to stop sa car, itataas mo yung kamay na parang nanunumpa. If I intend to stop. Okay? Sa motorcyclist, ganun din. Ano? Tataas na parang nanunumpa. And then cyclist ay ganun din. Itataas ang kamay na parang nanunumpa. Okay? The next, we proceed with the keep left rule. Okay? So, mamalagi sa kanan o mamalagi sa kaliwa. Pero unahin natin yung keep left rule. So, when driving along two-way streets, keep well to the left, sorry, nabibisaya sa pagbasa. Keep well to the left and as near as practicable to the boundary of the road. Okay, so kung two-way siya, ano magkasalubungan kayo, practically you keep to the boundary of the road except when you intend to overtake or you intended to turn right. So, kailangan ay lumipat ka sa kanan. So, do not hug the middle of the road. This applies to the dual carriageways as well. Okay? Okay, another rule, you must not access the center line at bends. Okay, so kung liliko ka as much as possible, wag mong kainin yung linya ng kabila. Okay, very delicate, very delikado. So near the crest of a rise or anywhere else where you cannot clearly see the road ahead. Okay po. Next, sometimes your path of travel may be obstructed by roadworks. So lalo ngayon, there are so many constructions in the province and I think in the whole Philippines due to upcoming elections. And I think there's so many projects, especially in the roads. So very common yung roadworks. So when we travel, expect heavy traffics. And usually, kailangan magdagdag tayo ng oras in our traveling time. Kung yung usual time natin to go to our work, for example, is 1 hour, so we add at least 20 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Kasi there are allotments na may mga roadworks nga. Sunod, yung mga parked vehicles. Ito yung pinaka-common problem natin sa Philippines. Na pinalawak yung kalsada, ang problema ay ginawa namang parking area. So, that is violation ng majority of the Filipinos na ginagawa nating parking areas yung national road. That's why may mga instances na yung mga cities or municipalities ay nag-implement ng no parking. Kaya nauso yung no towing. Even in Lipa City, I think maraming natotow, maraming nakakadena yung gulong because of illegal parking. So we should be reminded on that. In such circumstances, to avoid the obstruction, take extra care to ensure that your intended path is safe and clear before you move to the right. So you may cross the center line if the roads are narrow. So in some instances, for example, we go to the barrio, most of the road there is very narrow. So I think it's okay lang na makain mo yung gitna as long as wala kang kasalubong. So so ahead of time, so makikita mo dapat na kung may kasalubong ka, so you should take to the left or right para hindi ka makabangga. And then on my later discussions or on the following topics, we will be discuss the proper way on how to navigate your road and how to drive safely in the later part. Okay po, sorry po, I try my best. Okay, so look at the pictures. So meron tayong tinatawag na lane discipline. So pag sinabi nating lane discipline, as you can see on the picture, there are arrows. On my previous discussions, I have discussed that whatever directions you will proceed, so dun ka dapat pupunta. For example, diba ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, kita niyo ba yung arrow ko na nagalaw? So dito sa apat na arrow na to, meron siyang certain directions. If you intended to go through, so dito ka dapat sa dalawa. Ito, yung move forward. If you intended to take left or turn left, di dapat dito ka sa kabila. If you intended to take right, di dapat dito ka sa dulo. So in some scenarios, kung halimbawa, ikaw ay biglang kakanan, bigla mong naisipan, ay nandito ka sa gitna. Okay? So kapag nandito ka sa gitna tapos mayroong solid lines dito, so hindi ka pwedeng kumanan. Mahuhuli ka pagka ganun. Okay, so in our previous discussions, we have discussed the dash line, the solid lines. Yung solid lines, ang role natin dyan, so hindi tayo pwede mag-trespass dyan basta-basta. Pero pagka dash line, pwede tayong lumipat ng lane. Nang ibig sabihin ng dash line. Okay po. In lane discipline, sabi dyan, you must obey the directions indicated by arrows marking the lanes. Yan, yun nga yung sinasabi ko kanina, ano. Whatever directions you want to go, so dapat dun ka nakapuntang lane. So 100 meters pa lang dun sa destinations mo, alam mo na naman kakanan ka o kakaliwa ka. So ang iba naman gumagamit ng Google Map or Waze nakalagay, in 100 meters, you will turn right. So before you turn right, so syempre, pupunta ka na dun sa lane na ikaw ay mag-turn right. So see illustration, yan ano. So you must not change lanes suddenly as you may inconvenience or endanger other motorists. So yun yung pinakaunang dahilan kung bakit bawal yung basta ka mag-change ng lanes tapos nandun ka na sa intersection. So kasi it is unsafe dun sa sinusundan mo. At the same time, it is very difficult to change lanes when the vehicles is nearby. Kung magkakasunod kayo tapos mabibilis yung takbo. Ang hirap basta mag-change lanes. Kaya kung alam mo na kung saan ka directions pupunta, 100 meters or 300 meters or 200 meters going to your destinations, kailangan magpunta ka na doon sa lanes na pupuntahan mo. Ano? So you must not change lanes suddenly as you may inconvenience or endanger other motorists. When changing lanes, give sufficient warning of your intentions. So, kung hindi talaga maiwasan na kailangan mong magpalit ng lane, so dapat may sufficient time ka to change lane. So later discussions, I will also discuss yung overtaking principles. So meron tayong 12 steps on how to overtake, ano, o kaya to change lanes. So always signal in advance, okay? Huwag yung kakaliwa ka pala, kakanan ka, saka ka lang magsi-signal nung nandun na sa mismong kantuhan. So minsan nabibigla yung kasunod natin. So kaya minsan nagkakaroon ng collision na natutumbok yung ating puwet, lalo kung ang takbo ay mabilis. So kung ang takbo natin ay may bagal, okay lang. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na stopping distance and following distance. Yung stopping distance natin, sinasabi, for example, ang ating speed ay 40 kph, 50 kph. So dapat kailan tayo decelerate or stop. Yun yung stopping. Yung following distance naman, yun, ano, dapat kino-consider natin yung speed tsaka yung braking distance na tinatawag para safe on our part and safe dun sa sinusundan natin. Okay? Failure to do so could cause an accident. So, dapat ay alam natin yung lane discipline na yun. Ano? Okay pa. So, in traffic holdups, do not jump the queue trying to get ahead of others by squeezing between lanes. Yung iba nagsi-zigzag, parang naglalaro, parang ano nga yung moving yun. And overtaking, recklessly escorting disaster. Okay? Always be patient. Okay? So, always be remembered. Yun yung una natin dapat tandaan as a driver. Dapat mahaba ang ating pasensya. And have consideration for other road users. Another lane discipline, well before you reach a junction, make sure that you get into the correct lane for whichever direction you wish to take. Okay po? Next, on a two-lane carriageway, keep to the left hand except when overtaking. On a three-lane carriageway, you may keep to the center lane when the left-handed lane is occupied by slower moving vehicles. The outer right-hand lane is for overtaking and emergency vehicles only. Okay, so baligtad yata dito kasi ang reference ko ay parang sa mga right-hand drive. So baligtad dyan, ano? So if you are, doon ka dapat sa kanan and then kung doon ka sa kanan kung mabagal ka, mabilis ka naman dapat doon ka sa kaliwa. Okay, baligtad dito kasi ang reference ko ay for right-hand drive, Singapore. Singapore or Japan, I don't. Next, in overtaking. Okay? Never overtake unless you can do so without endangering yourself or others. So, wag kang overtake kung alam mong alanganin. At the same time, kailangan ma-estimate mo if your speed can meet the requirements to overtake the necessary time. Halimbawa, consider mo rin kasi yung bilis mo at saka yung oras at saka yung gap between dun sa sinusundan mo at saka dun sa papasukan mong area. So be especially careful at night. So syempre, wag basta mag-overtake kapag kagabi kasi yun yung pinakadelikado kasi kapag may blind spot kasi tayong tinatawag, ano. And then sa mga curve din, hindi rin advisable ang mag-overtake. At saka kapag maulan. And in heavy rain and mist. When visibility is poor, it becomes more difficult. Halimbawa yung paahon. Hindi rin advisable na mag-overtake kung hindi mo kita yung kasalubong. More difficult to judge speed and distance. Okay? In overtaking, always overtake on the right. Okay, baliktad siya, baliktad. Always overtake on the left sa Philippines. Okay? Itong nakuha na kong reference ay right-hand drive. Kaya yung kamay nasa kanan. Okay, always overtake on the left. There are, however, a few exceptions to this rule when you can overtake on the right. Okay, baliktad yung reference ko kasi ano. So when the driver is in front, it has signaled her intention to turn left. Okay? Okay, when you want to turn right at a junction, when traffic is moving slowly in queues and vehicles in the lanes on your right are moving more slowly than you are. On one-way street, okay, but not dual carriageway where vehicles may pass on either side. So, yan yung mga conditions na pwedeng mag-overtake. Next, after overtaking, return to the appropriate lane on the road as it is safe to do so. So, syempre, kung mas mabilis ka, syempre doon ka sa inner lane. Kung mabagal ka, doon ka sa outer lane. But do not cut in sharply in front of the vehicle you have just overtaken. So, meron tayong misconceptions ano dito sa atin sa probinsya, kung sino pa yung mababagal, siya pa yung mga nasa gitna. So, it's based on the ordinances. Pero nowadays, dumarami na yung ordinances na slow or slow passing vehicles must go to the right. So, as much as possible. Okay po. And then, do not overtake when you are at or when you are approaching una. Wag overtake kapag sa pedestrian crossing. Okay, kasi maraming lumiliban dyan. So, one of the victim ng ganyan ay yung aking mother nung dati. So, pedestrian crossing siya, inallow siya ng driver na tumawid, kaya lang merong nag-overtake na moto. So, na bangga yung nanay ko. So, ganun ka-crucial ang buhay. So, if we are on the pedestrian crossing, especially with or without yung natawid, so dapat nag-slow down man lang tayo. No? Letter B, a road junction. Letter C, a corner or bend sa paliko. Letter D, the brow of a hill, yung paakyat. And letter E, double white lines. Okay? So we should not overtake where the road narrows. Kung ang kalsada ay kumikipot. If it would force another vehicle to swerve or reduce speed. So wag tayong wag tayong manggipit, ano. Letter C, if in doubt. Kung sa palagay mo mag-aalanganin ka, wag kang mag-overtake. So do not increase your speed while being overtaken. Slow down if necessary to let the overtaking vehicle pass. Okay po? In the following cases, overtaking is dangerous and should not be attempted. Okay, letter A, when the car in front of you is about to overtake the car in front of it. So, kung kita mo yung sinusundan mo ay overtake, huwag ka munang overtake. Okay? Bakit? Kasi, kapag siya yung overtake, there are tendency na safely siya ay makapasok. Kaya lang ikaw, baka mag-alangan ka na. Okay, so that is very important that you should not overtake if the front of car ahead from you or the front or the vehicle ahead from you is overtaking. Ano? Letter B, when the car in front is changing from left to the right in order to make a right turn or from changing from right to left in order to make a left turn or vice versa. Letter C, when you have to get into the path or oncoming traffic in order to overtake. Okay, so this is the picture of correct method of overtaking as you can see in the pictures. Ito yung overtake ka na, yung letter, yung red. So una, check traffic ahead. So syempre titingnan mo, kaya ko bang mag-overtake? Sapat ba ang bilis ko? May espasyo ba para ako'y makasingit at ako'y maka-overtake? So if you check the traffic ahead, walang traffic, safe, okay, maluwag, pwede. Sunod, check traffic behind. Ito na, number 2. Mag-a-attempt ka na sa number 2. You will check the traffic behind kung makakapasok ka. Number 3, magsisignal ka na ng right na ikaw ay o-overtake, kanan. Okay? Pero sa atin, tayo ay nasa Pilipinas, signal left. Ano, for left-hand drive. Ito right-hand drive kasi kaya signal right. Okay po. Sunod, number 4, you will check for blind spot. Okay? So, nandito ka pa sa puwitan tapat nung overtaken mo. Sa number 4. Ay, sala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ito, dito tama. Dito ka pa nga. Andito ka pa. You will check for the blind spot. Okay po? So, bakit? Kasi baka akala mo, walang, hindi ka mag-aalangan, yung pala mag-aalangan ka. Meron ka palang kasalubong, hindi mo na lang napapansin. So, yun, blind spot. And then, number 5, you will move to the right na. Papantay ka na dito. And then, number 6, accelerate. Yan na, hanggang sa ma-overtaken mo na siya. 6. And then, number 7, bubusina ka kung kailangan kasi yung iba, loko-lokong driver, pag nakitang umo-overtake, mas lalong binibilisan. Ang tendency, mag-aalangan yung umo-overtake. So, ang ginagawa ng iba, bumubusina para ma-notify ito na pa-overtaken mo na ako. So, ang ating rules, when there is someone overtaking you, so allow him or her to overtake. Kasi, nandun na siya sa momentum na overtake siya eh. Unsafe na kung pipigilan mo pa siyang overtake. Number 8, check mirror. Of course, nandito ka na, papasok ka na dun sa lane niya, above. So, kailangan mo i-check yung left or right kung yung speed ba na ipinasok mo para ma-overtaken mo si red car ay sapat. And then if you check the mirror, you will signal left. Okay? Kasi ito ay right-hand drive. Pero sa atin, you will signal right sa ating sa Pilipinas. And then number 10, you will move to the left kasi siya ay right-hand drive. Yan. And then number 11, cancel the signal light. And then number 12, resume your normal speed. Okay po. So yan ang correct method of overtaking. Next, yung tinatawag nating road hogging. Yung kanina, gusto mong mabilis ka, nagmamadali ka. Yung road hogging kabaligtaran. Pag sinabing road hogging, mabagal. Road hogging is driving at unreasonably slow speed. So yung pagdadrive ng mabagal, road hogging ang tawag doon. On the road, especially on the right hand or along the center of the road. Yung iba doon pag tumatayo sa gitna ng kalsada, bagal na bagal naman. So sa ating pagdadrive, dapat yung mababagal nasa kanan sa Pilipinas. Sa ibang bansa dapat nasa kaliwa. So road hogging hinders the flow of traffic behind and may cause other vehicle to pass dangerously on the left. Sa atin, dangerously on the right. Kaya dito sa Pilipinas, maraming uneducated drivers. Kung sino pa yung mababagal, siya pang nasa inner lane na dapat ay nasa outer lane. Okay? Road hogging motorists who travel at a slow speed should keep to the left of the road. So this applies especially to small capacity motorcycles, goods, vehicles, and lorries. So you should only use the right-hand lane when overtaking or when you are about to turn or make a U-turn. So sa atin sa Pilipinas, you should only use the left-hand lane when overtaking or when you are about to turn right or make a U-turn. Okay po? Okay, so the give way rule at road junctions. When approaching a junction with a major road, slow down gradually. and give way to traffic on the major road. So especially you will observe kung meron bang approaching kasi meron tayong yield the right of way. Where there is a stop sign, stop before the stop line. So ito yung ating example for the give way rule at a road junctions. So kapag ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na yung solid line, may nakita kang solid line, ibig sabihin ikaw yung papasok doon sa intersection. In that case, sino bang nauna? Halimbawa, ito yung major road, itong dilaw or yellow-green. So, siya yung may right. Ano? At uncontrolled junction where there are no traffic lights, give way sign or stop sign. Okay, ito yung mga dapat gawin. If you are going to a straight across the junction, you must give way to traffic going straight from the right. So, ang may right dyan sa dalawa, yung nasa kanan. Okay, na mauna. For example, parehas kayong dumating doon sa area. So, ang paunahin mong tumawid yung nasa kanan. Okay po? Okay, ito naman yung scenario B. Okay, yan. Yan. Okay, sabi, if you are turning right, kung kakanan ka naman, you must give way to traffic going straight from any direction as well as traffic turning right from right and turning left from the opposite directions. So, paunahin mo sila. Ikaw yung huli. Okay po. Okay, ito naman, ano? Ganun pa rin ang scenario. So, if you are turning left, you must give way to traffic going straight from the right. So, una pa rin yung nasa kanan. Okay? At a junction, look right, then left, then right again. Do not proceed until you are sure that it is safe to do so. Do not rely on signals to go ahead given by an authorized person, unauthorized. Well, before you turn right at a junction, take full account to the position and movement of traffic behind you. When it is safe to do so, signal your intention and take up a position just left of the middle of a two-way street or to the extreme right lane of a one-way street. Wait there until there is a safe distance between you and any approaching vehicle before you complete your turn. So when turning right into a two-way street, turn into the lane just left of the center line of the road you are turning into. Ito na yung pinakita natin kanina sa picture. Ano? When turning right into a one-way street, turn into the extreme right lane of the road you are turning into. If you intend to turn left, kung may intention kang kumaliwa, keep to the left and signal in good time. So yun nga, sabi ko sa inyo, kung kakaliwa o kakanan kayo, doon kayo pupunta sa lane na yun. And do not swing out to the right before or after making the turn. So wag yung sapulan kayo kakanan, sapulan kakaliwa. Okay pa? Okay, so the giveaway rule at road junctions, as you can see in the picture, if you intend to kung liliko kayo, ano? So when you when you are turning the curve, so you must consider yung following vehicle. So meron kasi tayo tawag na blind spots. Some motorists, kagaya ng mga nagmomotor, doon sila tumatayo doon sa mga hindi natin kita. So in that scenario, nagkakaroon tayo ng collisions or accidents. So kailangan maiwasan natin yun. So para maiwasan yan, ito yung mga dapat nating gawin. When a vehicle turns, the near side will tends to pull closer to the curve. So yun yung tatandaan natin. So anong dapat natin gawin? So when making a turn, take a special care not to brush against pedestrians, bicycles, or motorcycles. So lagi dapat tayong tumitingin sa kaliwa o kanan, and then para hindi kasi kung nakikita natin sa mga tawag sa mga media ngayon, sa mga Facebook, ang daming accident na nasasagasaan yung mga motorcycle kasi yung mga motorcycle driver, yung mga nagmomotor, doon sila tumatayo sa blind spot, lalo sa truck, So in that minsan hindi mo rin malaman kung sino bang dapat sisihin kasi yung truck hindi niya kita sa side mirror, yung yung motorcycle driver pumesto siya dun sa blind spot kaya siya nahagip. In the other way, so sole responsibility kasi natin ng ating sarili. So kung tayo ay alam naman natin na nasa blind spot tayo, di sana umiwas na rin tayo. Kasi kumbaga, at the end of the day, ang may responsibility pa rin ng buhay natin, tayo mismo. Ano? So kung nag-iingat tayo, edi siguro hindi tayo nabangga or nasagasa. Ano? So yun lang. Para sa akin yun ang isang comment. Kasi minsan hindi na rin maiiwasan ng mga mga truck driver kasi nga blind spot. So notice that the wide difference between the arcs that the front and the rear near side wheels take when making a turn. So this should be a considerations. So you should not overtake kung alam mong pakurba kasi may iipit ka nung lumilikong sasakyan. Ano? Okay, roundabouts o yung tinatawag nating rotonda. So as you can see, meron tayong 3 lanes. If you intended to make turn left, turn right, or move forward, dun ka dapat pupunta. So in this scenario, meron tayong 3 lane. So car A, car B, and car C. So kung nasa car A ka, syempre ikaw yung kakaliwa. Car C, ikaw yung magra-roundabout or rotonda. So pwedeng dito ka pumunta sa kanan o kaya pwede kang bumalik. Rotonda kasi yun yung ibig sabihin ng roundabout. And then yung letter B, yun yung mag-move forward. Okay pa? So the general rule is that traffic from lane A as an illustration goes to A. So ibig sabihin, if you are car A, syempre dito ka pupunta sa lane A. Car B, lane B. Car C, lane C. Yung lane C, pwedeng to the right, pwedeng mag-U-turn. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Ano? So remember, traffic coming from your right takes priority over you. So rules for motorists, you must always give way to traffic approaching from your right, and you are advised to exercise caution at all times and decide as early as possible which exit you need to take. Take note of and act on all the informations available to you from traffic signs, traffic lights, and road markings that direct you into the correct lane. So especially in the cities, they are very cautious dun sa mga markings. Kung mali yung napasukang mong lane, definitely you will get the demerit points or the penalties. You will pay for the penalties and fines. So, although in some areas walang traffic enforcer, kasi ngayon uso na yung tinatawag nating non-contact apprehension. So, kung nakita ka via CCTV, at the end of the day, babayaran mo rin yun. Okay pa? So, rules for motorists, always remember that you have to, letter A, give clear signals showing your intention in good time. Letter B, obey the right-hand rule. Letter C, not inconvenience other drivers. Letter D, use your mirror intelligently. Okay? So, hindi ka lang dapat natingin sa kanan, natingin ka sa kaliwa, natingin ka rin dapat sa gitna. Use your mirror intelligently. And then, ang uso na ngayon, yung tinatawag nating mga dashcam. Ano, may mga dashcam na camera. So, to see that you do not obstruct the path of vehicles behind you and show consideration to the road users in the interest of road safety. So, para maiwasan natin yung mga road rage. Ano? So, driving on expressways, ito yung sunod nating topic. Ano? So, do not drive, move, or stop on the road, shoulder, or verge unless in the event of a breakdown, accident, or emergency. So, parang wala naman ako nakikita na nag-i-stop over sa gitna ng expressway. So, bawal mag-stop over. And then, vehicles which have speed limit of 60 km per hour and below shall be driven along the left hand lane of the expressway. Okay? Sa Pilipinas, baligtad. Sa right. Okay? Yung mga mababagal. Cycling, skating, and walking are prohibited on expressways. Okay? Bawal. Okay, meron din tinatawag na yellow box junctions. Yung yellow box junctions, it is an offense for any driver to drive his or her vehicle into a junction marked with a yellow box and cause obstruction even if the lights are in his or her favor. However, there are certain situations in which a driver or rider will not be penalized for entering the yellow box junctions. Okay, situation 1, as you can see in the picture. Okay, so we have the car ABC and then yung car XX. Situation 1, the first is when the turning vehicle in a box junctions do not block other vehicles. Kung hindi naman siya nakaka-block, okay lang. Only drivers of turning vehicles A, B, and C and not those marked X may enter the yellow box when their exit lanes from it are blocked by other vehicle. Should the traffic lights change to red, vehicles A, B, and C would not cause any obstruction to other vehicles. Kumbaga, nandun na kasi siya. However, vehicles marked X would be obstructing traffic should the lights change and the drivers will be penalized. As such, they should wait behind the stop line at Y. So, dapat hindi na sila pumasok doon sa junction box once na nag-yellow na. Kasi aabutin na sila. Okay, so dapat nandito sila sa Y. Okay, nung nag-stop. Pero yung A, B, C, so nag-yellow, nandito na sila. So okay lang yun kasi nakapasok na sila. Okay po, situation 2. Okay, ito yung situation 2. Ito yung car A, B, Z. Okay po. The second situation is when motorists are waiting in the yellow box while trying to turn right in the face of oncoming traffic. So gusto na agad kumanan, hindi pa nag-go-go. Drivers of vehicles marked A, B, and C can remain in the box until a suitable opportunity arises for them to complete their turns. So yan, pwede pa naman daw sila. Should the lights turn red against them, they should proceed to complete their turn and clear the yellow box junction. Okay? Next, situation 3. Ito naman yung situation 3. Ito yung car AB, car CDE. The third situation is when motorists are waiting in a yellow box junction while making left or right turns because of pedestrian crossings the roads. Ibig sabihin, nandun na sila, kaya lang may naliban sa pedestrians. The diagram shows that the drivers of vehicles A, B, C, D, and E may enter the yellow box even when they are prevented from executing their turns by pedestrian using the crossing. Kasi kumbaga, nakago naman sila, kaya lang may matigas ang ulo na lumiban. So, pwede mo na sila mag-stay doon sa junction box. Okay, next, U-turns. Okay, note, keep a close look out of oncoming traffic and motorcycles on your right. So, do not make a U-turn at any road intersection. So, meron tayong designated U-turn slot. Okay? Road intersection, junction, or any opening in a road divider. Pero ang mga Pilipino, basta wala namang traffic, edi doon na nag-U-turn. So, allowed naman siya, pero in a major roads and expressway, hindi allowed ang basta-basta mag-U-turn. Except when a U-turn sign is located. So, especially kapag major roads dapat ay, or national roads dapat ay mayroong nakalagay na U-turn slot. Always negotiate a U-turn carefully, especially if roadside trees or hedges are obstructing your view of oncoming traffic. So, even though it is a U-turn slot, kailangan mo pa rin ma-notify yung oncoming or behind the vehicles na ikaw ay mag-U-turn. Okay? Para notified pa rin sila. As you turn, be alert for any vehicles, especially motorcycles, which may be turning together with you on your right. Okay, next, yung tinatawag nating stopping and parking. Okay? So, dapat we are also responsible sa pagtigil at sa pag-park. Okay? Una, do not park or let your vehicle wait. Una, dun sa mga bend or the brow of a hill or a bridge. Dun sa mga paliko, sa paakyat, na nakakasagabal sa kalsada. Letter B, on a footway or cycle track. Letter C, near traffic lights or pedestrian crossings. Letter D, on a main road or on a road carrying fast-moving traffic. Letter E, opposite or nearly opposite another stationary vehicle across the road or other obstructions. Letter F, abreast of another vehicle. Ito, letter G, within 6 meters as shown in the picture. 6 meters, 20 feet of an intersection or junction of any road as shown in the diagram. So, bawal mag-park dyan, 6 meters, bago yung intersection. Okay, kung 7 meters, di pwede na. Okay, letter H, within 9 meters of a bus stop from the edge of a yellow demarcated box or from the tip of a bus bay except when the vehicle breaks down owing the defect in the vehicle of its tires. Letter I, within 3 meters on either side of fire hydrant. So, bawal din mag-park doon. Kasi in case of emergency, kailangan yung fire hydrant. Letter J, where it will obstruct any entrance. Letter K, facing oncoming traffic. Letter L, along any slip road. Letter M, on a flyover or underpass, bawal din magpark. Or ramp leading to a flyover or underpass. Letter N, on a grass verge or on a road shoulder. Okay? Okay, bawal din magpark sa mga bus lane, in any designated taxi stop, in any taxi stand except taxis, in any bus terminals, of course, except omnibuses. Okay, within no waiting zone, within no stopping zone. So note, parking means to bring the vehicle to a stationary position and cause it to wait, and other than for the immediate picking or letting down of passengers. In some areas, picking or loading and unloading is allowed, pero parking is not allowed. Okay po? So before opening a door of a vehicle, so syempre bababa tayo, make sure that it will not endanger or inconvenience anybody on the road or footpath. Baka pagbukas mo ng pinto, nadala na yung pinto ng kotse mo, ano? So get out on the side nearest to the curb whenever it's possible. So syempre doon ka dapat sa side na walang nadaang sakyan, ano? When you have to stop, pull in as close as possible to the edge of the road. So dapat tabing-tabi talaga. So whenever you park, remember to, una, turn off the engine and engage the handbrake. So yun yung huwag niyong kakalimutan, yung handbrake. Ano? Letter B, put your car into reverse gear in facing downhill and into low gear in facing uphill. Okay, so kung ikaw ay downhill, dapat reverse. Pagka naman uphill, low gear. Okay po, para may gear support. Pero ang iba, naka-neutral yung mga bagong sasakyan ngayon. Ano? Letter C, remove the ignition key kasi pagka naiwanan mo yung susi sa loob, minsan nagsa-self-lock. Ano? Letter D, lock the steering mechanism or activate the burglar alarm if your car is fitted with one. Letter E, wind up the windows and lock the doors. So, syempre, very SOP naman yun kasi baka maya pasukin ng ahas yung kotse mo, ano? Iniwan mong bukas. O kaya ng bata, kagaya nung nasa Facebook na naiwang bukas yung kotse, pinasukan ng dalawang bata, nag-self-lock yung kotse, yun, namatay yung bata, walang oxygen. Ano? Letter F, keep your valuables in the boot or in a place where they cannot be seen. So pagka ganun yung ang bata ay nakakapasok sa kotse, ang lalo't minor, ang sisisihin doon yung magulang. Kasi sole responsibility ng parents na dapat ay binantayan yung anak at hindi nakapasok sa kotse ng may kotse. Okay, remember that you are not allowed to leave any broken down or wrecked vehicle on any public road. If your vehicle breaks down on the road, push it into a breakdown bay or as close as to the side of the road as possible. Ang iba naglalagay ng warning devices. Switch on the hazard warning lights even during daylight and place a reflective warning triangle at least 20 meters behind the vehicle. Yun nga, ano. Arrange for it to be towed away immediately so as not to cause obstruction to the flow of traffic. Okay, next consideration, yung pagsusuot ng seatbelts. So yung mga bagong sasakyan ngayon, talagang hindi ka makakaalis nang hindi mo inaano yung seatbelt kasi nagbibip siya, nagbibip. So hanggat di mo sinusot yung seatbelts, talagang tutunog siya, tutunog. So a seatbelts can save your life. So all persons traveling in a vehicles, irrespective of their age, should be appropriately belted up. So yung mga bagong sasakyan ngayon, kahit yung likod ng kotse nila, may mga seatbelt na rin. So it is an additional features not only for the drivers and the passengers, also dun sa mga co-passengers mo behind. Adults below the height of 1.35 meters shall use booster seats. Yun yung naging issue ng LTO ngayon, yung paglalagay sa mga child restraints, or approve adjustable seat belts to lower the risk of injury in the event of an accident. So sa Pilipinas, a composition fine of, hindi ko alam kung magkano, okay, and hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung equivalent demerit points niya, pero I think 3 demerit points and composition fine parang mga 3,000 or 5,000. Mga ganun ang range. So, next lights. Siguro naman, sa atin sa Pilipinas, I think hindi siya 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sa atin parang 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Kasi maliwanag na yung 6 a.m. So at night, 6 p.m., between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., you must drive with your headlights on. Yung iba naman, park light pa lang kapag yung medyo maliwanag pa. So at night, always drive well within the limits of your headlights. Beware of pedestrians standing on the central divider because it is difficult to see them when dazzled by the lights of oncoming vehicles. Use deep headlights at night in build-up areas and during rainy weather. Okay, ito yung considerations. Kung may kasalubong ka, only unlit roads, always use your high beam. So, wag kang mag-high kung may kasalubong ka kasi nakakasulo yon. Ang ginagawa ko kapag yung kasalubong ko talagang nakakasulo, talagang tinataasan ko rin ng ilaw pero mali yun. So, ang gawin mo na lang daw, tumingin ka dun sa light side para hindi ka masilaw. Okay. Pero pero minsan mas tawag dun, mas appropriate na taasan mo rin siya kasi kung hindi mo tataasan, hindi siya magbababa. Nagbababa siya pag nalaman niya na, naramdaman niya na mataas pala yung ilaw niya. So dip your headlights when meeting other vehicles and cyclists. So if you are dazzled by the lights of another vehicle, slow down and stop if necessary. Kung talagang sulong-sulo ka ay baba, mag-slow down ka. Lights. So dip your headlights when driving behind other vehicles. So kung sumusunod ka naman sa sasakyan, hindi mo kailangan naka-high beam, dapat low beam lang. Kasi nakakasulo din sa mirror nung sinusundan mo pagka naka-high beam ka. In the daytime, whenever visibility is poor or if it is raining, switch on your headlights. This is to enable other road users to see your vehicle. Switching on your headlights will not in any way affect your fuel consumption. So it is advisable when parking in unlit or poorly lit roads at night to leave your side or parking lights on. Para makita yung sasakyan mo. Okay po? Yan, nalobat na. Yan, lang po ha. Lobat na. Okay? Next, try not to look directly at the headlights of oncoming vehicles kung talagang nakakasulo siya. But direct your vision slightly to the left. So this technique can save you from momentary blindness para hindi ka masulok. Always keep a look from flashes, from brake lights of vehicles in front kasi baka may tendency na siya ay tumigil. When approaching a curve or intersection with poor visibility, it is a good idea to flash your headlights to let pedestrians and oncoming cyclists and motorists know that you are heading into the curve or intersections. So, ang iba pina-flash, taas baba, para ma-notify. So, it is unsafe to drive with the interior lights on as they reduce your external visibility. Motorcyclists are required to switch on their headlight throughout the day. Okay, next, yung tinatawag nating alcohol. Sa Pilipinas, bawal mag-drive ng nakainom. So, alcohol, when even a small quantity has been consumed, makes you less safe on the roads. So, the safe rule is, if you drink, don't drive. Okay? The same applies to drugs, even when taken medicinally. So, kahit siya ay medicine purpose. So the prescribed limit for blood alcohol content is 80 milligrams of alcohol per 100 millimeters of blood, while that for breath is 35 micrograms of alcohol per 100 millimeters of breath. Any person caught driving with blood or breath alcohol content which exceeds to the prescribed limit will be charged in court for drink driving. So bawal mag-drive ng nakainom. Hindi lasing ha, nakainom lang. A person can also be charged for drink driving even when the blood or breath alcohol content is below the legal limit. Sa Pilipinas, gumagamit tayo ng breathalyzer or alcohol detector para malaman kung ikaw ay nakainom o hindi. At saka ang iba pinalalakad. If there is evidence to show that the issue is able to control the vehicle because of alcoholic intoxication, the penalty for drink driving is a fine of between, so hindi ko alam kung magkano dito sa Pilipinas, or imprisonment not exceeding 6 months. So there is also a mandatory 1-year disqualification in respect of the offender's driving license. A repeat offender will face a mandatory jail sentence not exceeding 1 year. So ito yung rules sa ibang bansa. Ano? Okay, use of mobile communication device while driving. So pag sinabing use, ibig sabihin, use in relation to the mobile devices means you hold it in at least one hand while operating in any of its functions. So kung hawak mo yung cellphone, kahit na isang kamay, ibig sabihin ginagamit mo na siya. Okay? It is an offense to use a mobile communication device, including mobile telephone and any handheld devices that causes obstruction or distraction rather. So tablets, walkie-talkies, handheld gaming consoles which are designed or capable of being used for a communicative function when driving. Pero sa atin, ina-allowed naman basta may headset. Ano? Should you need to use the mobile communication device while driving, you should drive to a safe place. So ang iba tumatabi, such a car park and then a hazard. When use it when you are stationary. So communicative function in this context refer to any of the following. When you are sending or receiving oral or written messages. Letter B, if you are sending or receiving electronic documents. Letter C, sending or receiving still or moving images. Letter D, sending or receiving audio or video files. Letter E, providing access to the internet. In short, when you are using your cell phone in any of those transactions, so violations na siya. So any driver caught using a mobile communication device whilst driving will be charged in court. The penalty for this offense is a fine not exceeding, so not defined, or imprisonment exceeding 6 months, or both. The offender's driving license is also like to be disqualified or suspended. So typical scenarios of using mobile communication device while driving includes driving with one hand, holding a mobile communication device, and communicating with another person on that device while the vehicle is in motion. Texting with a mobile communication device, dialing a phone number, or pressing a button to receive a call while holding the mobile communication device are also against the law. So using hands-free devices such as wireless or wired headset is acceptable unless the driver is holding onto the mobile communication device while using the hands-free device while the vehicle is in motion. So yun lang yung allowed. Ano? So in short, an offense is committed if the driver satisfy all the 3 conditions below. Una, at least one hand is holding a mobile communication device. Letter B, a driver is using any function of the mobile communication device. And letter C, the motor vehicle is in motion. Okay po. Pag na-meet yan 3 conditions, magkakaroon ka ng offenses. Okay po. So that ends our presentation for today. And we will continue on our next video recording. I think ang next topic natin is all about conduct on the road. Okay po? So thank you very much po and we will see you on our next video. Okay, please help like, share and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thank you.